Hello, this is Noodles.
Hi, Noodles. This is Drew Dalby calling from the Wolf in Regina. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Drew. How's it going there?
Not too bad. It's a little rainy, but that just seems to be a precursor for the snow that's coming this weekend.
Will that be your first snow?
That'll be the first snow, yep. We'll have plenty of it when you get out this way in November, I'm sure.
I bet. Yeah, I'm already buying cold weather clothes for it.
Well, I mean, listen, you guys have been doing this for 30 years. How are you going on a Canadian tour in November?
Oh, hardcore, man. First of all, from Southern California, for us, it's going to be kind of a novelty. I don't know if Sum 41 is going to be able to say the same, but for us, it is going to be kind of cool. It'll be a little novel.
Now, listen, Noodles, word is you're telling folk that there's a new album and it's done. Fact or fiction?
The new album is done. What we don't have is a distribution deal, and that's what we're working on right now. We want to work with a company that'll get the music to the fans' hands, whether it's through streaming, online sales, or even vinyl in record stores. We want to make sure we work with the right company and one that'll be around for longer than this year.
It's got to be nice, though, to have that sort of cachet as a band that's been around for as long as you guys have.
Absolutely. You know, we don't want to just work with anybody that throws dollars at us. We want to work with a good company, and like I said, somebody that can work with our fans. We don't want to work with somebody that's going to just try to get it into anybody's hands. We want somebody that can directly work with our fans.
Now, this is the first full album from you guys since 2012. Was the process to putting this thing together different this time around?
Well, it certainly took a lot longer, and part of the reason is Dexter kind of went back to school in the middle of this to get his PhD. We all supported that. Just what an accomplishment. I'm proud of him for doing it. We tour every summer, like spring, summer, and into the fall. So we don't really record when we travel. We've got at least a record and a half done, and we're going to the studio later today to see if we can knock out some more.
Is Dexter any harder to argue with these days now that he's got all that genius paperwork?
Yeah. He demands that we call him Dr. Dexter when we argue now. Never been too many arguments. Fortunately, we all kind of like the same kind of music and stuff and have similar opinions on how it should be played, so not really too much arguing.
Well, that's how you keep a band together for 30 years. 30th anniversary of the first album, the self-titled The Offspring this year. How does gearing up to release an album feel now compared to 3 decades ago?
It's always a little scary. When you're in the studio, you do the best you think you can do, and eventually you go, okay, you call a song done. I mean, you may still want to tweak it here and there, but you got to just go, no, it's good, it's really good. I feel good about this. And then you step away, and then you start working on the artwork, and you start going, is it really good? You know, because the fans haven't heard it yet, and that's when you're out on the tightrope with no net. Fortunately, you know, our stuff has always connected with the fans, at least where it matters. And I'm confident this record will do the same. And if not, we got another one almost in the chamber. So
really,
yeah, like I said, we got like half of the next record done already as well.
So we expect that one 2026. You gonna hold on to it for a little while, or
who knows? People don't trust me with these predictions anymore. I've been saying this record's going to come out 2 years ago, so nobody believes me, and I don't blame them.
Speaking of differences between 30 years ago and today, you guys had a concert recently inside of a video game, World of Tanks. How did that come about, and how does it work to do an online video game concert?
Really, they take some of our music and put it to us in CGI. You know, we didn't actually do the full-on, you know, where we wear the suits with the balls all over it. We did do some green screen stuff for the video game, but we didn't do it for the concert. But they did come and film our show in Helsinki earlier this summer and try to get our movements from that and stuff. I've always been a pretty animated character anyway, so I think, you know, animating me into a video game is not that far of a stretch. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about the fact that you can play as us, and you can either kill other people as the Offspring or get the Offspring killed, you know, whatever you want to do.
I think it'll be concerning to find out on the numbers end which one of those was more popular.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the dead Noodles or the killer Noodles.
When you went and saw how the concert looked, how they had animated you and animated the band, because you always see with the sports games, right? The athletes come out and go, I don't look like that. That's not my face. Did you feel like they represented the band well?
I think they did a great job, to be honest with you. I mean, it's always going to look different, you know. I don't know what you would expect. Having played a lot of video games, they don't look that much like real people. I mean, they do, but you also know that, you know, no, that's CGI.
What games are you playing these days?
I haven't been playing too much lately. I try to play mostly guitar, but I loved the Grand Theft Auto series. Grand Theft Auto 5 is the one I've been playing most recently, and that's a lot of fun. It's just fun to just go nuts. I just go on a rampage, you know.
You're a 5-star guy.
Totally 5-star. I'd love to get on a building with a sniper rifle and start just killing people and cops and everything until they come at me with the tank, and then you jump down and jump in the tank, and then you start driving around in the tank blowing stuff up. You know, it was just a full-on rampage, just venting everything that was pissing you off in the news that day or on the road or whatever.
As a fellow video gamer, I'm asking you, please never commit any acts of violence, because you know they're going to pin it back to this conversation.
That's why we do it in video games. That's why we got into punk rock, too. I mean, we vent through our music. If it wasn't for punk rock, God knows what kind of trouble I would have gotten into, you know?
The best part of the Grand Theft Auto, other than being able to run around and do crazy stuff, is the radio stations. Did you guys ever get any of your music into a Grand Theft Auto game?
I don't think we were in that. I know we've been in a few games, like Tony Hawk put us into one or two of his games. Also Crazy Taxi, we got to go in that. That was fun because you're driving around, you know, rampaging in a crazy taxi just trying to rip.
And now it's back to the real world for concerts. You guys are coming to Moose Jaw. You're going to be playing at Mosaic Place in November. When's the last time you guys got to Moose Jaw?
I don't know. I think we've been there once, but this might be the first time. I'd have to go through the archive to see if we've actually been through Moose Jaw. I know I've driven through Moose Jaw, but I don't remember actually playing there. We've done Regina, we've done Saskatoon, maybe one other, but I don't know if we've been to Moose Jaw yet.
It's crazy. You guys have new music coming out. Sum 41 has new stuff. Blink 182, Green Day, all these bands from sort of that old era. It's got to feel just like old times when you look out on streaming services and on playlists these days.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and who would have thought, right? 20 years ago, 25 years ago, who would have thought we'd still be at it? But it's great. I'm stoked. And you know what stokes me even harder than that is we played shows this year so far with Fear, with X, with TSOL, with the Dead Kennedys. These bands are still out there and still doing it, and that's just rad. That gives me hope for the world.
Everything that's old is new again, and I like it.
Yes.
So when people are thinking on spending their dollars, because, you know, times are tough these days. Entertainment dollar is shorter than it used to be. If they're sitting and they're pondering, November 22nd, Moose Jaw, Sum 41, The Offspring, it sounds like a good time. How do we push them over the edge to get those tickets and get out to the show?
Oh, man, if everybody shows up and it sells out, I will keep my clothes on that night. So that'll be an added bonus. Everyone will be stoked that I kept my clothes on for one night anyways.
I'm going to talk to the venue and have them reserve just one seat unsold, just so that you have to go through the other way now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be an incredible show. First of all, Sum 41 are just a great band, great players, and just great guys. I love those guys, but we're competitive, so they're going to want to compete with us. They're going to throw everything they can at the audience, and then we have to go on after them and try to compete with that. They're going to make our job really difficult. And then Dinosaur Pileup is a great band. They've been playing around for a while now, a British band, and they're going to open up, so get there early. I'm stoked with this tour.
November 22nd, Mosaic Place, Moose Jaw. It's now an unofficial battle of the bands, and it's going to be us that win by being out in the audience. Get out there, get your tickets. Details at thewolfrocks.com. Noodles, thanks, man. Great to talk to you.
Thank you, Drew. My pleasure, man.